What's going on, everybody? I hope you can't hear Bob's Burgers in the background, but you gotta have something on to keep you entertained because we're already two of us already. The original panel, I don't know where they are. They got lost on the way here. Google Plus is a complicated, system to get lost on the way. That's just how it happens. Hopefully we can get some people back sometime next week in the middle of this video. I don't. NFL Week 15 predictions, and yes, it is Week 15 already. I know. I feel the same way. Definitely excited. The Ravens are officially out of the playoffs now. So now I got to find a second team to root for. I think I'm going with the Panthers. I've always like Cam Newton, so maybe I'll go with the Panthers. I don't know yet. I'm liking the Chiefs right now. I've always kind of had a little secret thing for the Chiefs. I don't know. I don't know who I want to cheer for. I don't know. I'm in a dilemma right now because I picked the Texans to win the division, but being Colts fan over there, you can't not like the Colts. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like I don't know what to do. But it's Week 15. Up from last week, Casey.
I don't. I want to talk about last week, but I don't want to talk about what you think I want to talk about last week because we're just gonna move on. We're still tied for first. We're still up there. It's all good. But anyway, because the Texans lost, I'm happy. I never thought I'd be happy for the Patriots winning, but I'm happy that they won, so that we're still tied. It's good. But yeah, last week was just, and again, I feel like we say this every week this season. There were crazy games and just this. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this entire season. It's just been crazy. But that Raiderade pulls through every time. Every time.
Like to talk about from last week. I'm looking about the Chiefs. Justin's not here, so he's not here to, pump his own. So I'll pump it up. It was only 10. People here I'd probably be complaining about how they only scored 10 points. It was only 10-3. Way to win. Albeit against what seems to be a bad Chargers team, but we all know the divisional games are always six ones, no matter who's in your division. It seems like, especially this year. This year's been ridiculous. Like Casey and I have said in the past, I think we had at least one word to say in that regard. But let's move on to Week 15 because I'm excited. We got Thursday Night Football Network, and I'm glad I'm back home because I'll actually get to watch it and not try to not watch it because I got NFL Network back here at home, so I'm excited to get a chance to watch the Buccaneers play the Rams. I don't know how excited like going into it because I was like, hey, football, I'm at home, woo! And then I looked at the teams and I was like, okay, but this still should be a pretty good game. You never know with the Rams what they're trying to do. I'm hoping that those Buccaneers, though, they're trying to make that that playoff push. I just feel like they got a little bit more to play for than the Rams. They're only one game behind the Rams are of the Buccaneers. But I'm hoping the Buccaneers can sneak into the playoffs and maybe make some noise. That's just my personal opinion since I don't have a favorite team to cheer for anymore. But anyway, Casey.
First of all, I would like to apologize for DJ. He is at home, so his internet sucks and he's all glitchy. So it's we just got to deal with it because he's all cheap on the internet side of things and whatever. No, I'm actually excited for this game because this is a game that the Buccaneers are gonna win. Because let's face it, it's the Rams and it's the Rams. That's pretty much all that you have to say is it's the Rams. I can't do it. I can't do it. Justin can do it. I can't do it. But I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay is gonna take this one. And I hope they, make a push for the playoffs. I think they deserve it. The past couple of seasons, you felt like they wanted to get to the playoffs, but for whatever reason, their talent just, couldn't do it for them. And I think they've gotten better. They've been rebuilding, I feel like, the past couple of seasons. So maybe this is a chance, for them to at least make it to the playoffs. I don't see them, making it too far in the playoffs, but I could see them possibly making it.
I don't think say those things. I don't feel like he can, but it's weird to hear myself, and I feel weird about it. Next, we got a Saturday night game, which is kind of interesting at this point. Jets versus the Cowboys. I think this is on Saturday night because usually when they get late into the season, they play a few games on Saturday. Playoff games end up being on Saturday. We got the Jets going up against the Cowboys in Dallas. I just don't feel like Dallas has a chance here. Jets make the playoffs. I'm in a dilemma, though. I'm kind of like, I don't want both the Steelers and the Bengals to make the playoffs. I hate them, both of them. But nonetheless, the playoff beard is real. You guys have seen it, but it is at least real. There's hair on his face, and it probably spells out playoffs. I feel like maybe somewhere in there he's going to start. So the playoff beard is real. So I'm going around Pittsburgh because I want the Jets to be one of those wild card teams. I would love it just because I don't want the Steelers to make it. Slash the Bengals, either one, whichever one wants to fall off. Thoughts?
I think it's a no-brainer that the Jets are going to win this game. Has nothing to do with the playoff beard. I think he's actually jinxing himself with the playoff beard because, playoff beards you're supposed to start, growing during the playoffs, hence playoff beard. He's done it all season, so that's going to jinx him when they get to the playoffs. Karma's going to get him, and they're going to lose, and it's just a bad thing. I feel like it's a bad thing. He should have waited, like everybody else does, I'm just saying. But they are going to win this game. So, at least they get that.
Alrighty. As we continue, we get to Sunday afternoon in New York with the New York big win, much needed win last night against the Dolphins. Still don't know how to feel about that. Going up against the Carolina Panthers, the undefeated Carolina Panthers. Once again, this is a tough one. Just because I said it. I want the Giants to win this division. I picked them to win this division, so for me to be right, this is what I need. I need this to happen. I need to win this game, but the Panthers, I really want it. I think they can do it. I think the Giants are that is probably going to end up playing them tough, but I think at this point in the season, you got to go with the Panthers. You may not be feeling, the whole Cam Newton, high-fiving everyone in the crowd 2 minutes before taking selfies and stuff, taking group pictures, but nonetheless, you got to go with Panthers in this situation. So I'm going to go with the Panthers. They get upset. I think that they're kind of that upset type of team. They're the team that when you don't expect it, they'll upset you. So I'm going with the Carol, put them on upset over there because it's been a while since I've said that. Case.
I think you need to go back to school because you are just glitchy as so glitchy. But anyway, uh, onto this game. We got the Carolina Panthers going up against them New York Football Giants, and the Panthers are going to win. They're going to get revenge for the Dolphins because the Finns get the wins, and if they don't get the wins, they'll get you. They'll get you sooner or later, and this is them getting you. The with the Panthers, because the Panthers and the Dolphins, they're like brothers, really, and they got each other's back. And this is a weird analogy, I guess. It's not really an analogy. It's not like the pistachio analogy because that was weird. But they got each other's back, so the Panthers are gonna get revenge for the Dolphins because the Dolphins should have won that game. They were cheated. Deflate Gate.
Alrighty. Next, we have the Titans. Speaking of the Deflategate, the Titans versus the Patriots. Oh my God! I mean, start sitting starters. This might be the game to do it. They're facing off against the Titans, and I just don't see any chance. They're in Foxborough too, so I don't see any chance that the Titans win this game. I'm going Patriots win big. Casey.
I feel like this is the point in the season where you look at the schedule and there's certain games that you just go, this is one of those games. I don't know if I want to watch this game. I kind of do just to see how bad it is, but I don't because I know how bad it's going to be. And as much as it pains me for the Patriots to get any wins ever, they're going to get a win. It's so painful. But it's okay. It's against the Titans. Anything that helps the Colts. Anything at all. Anything.
I don't think the Colts need any help, though. The Titans losing, I don't think that helps the Colts. The Titans, it couldn't help anyone.
It does a little.
Titans to win.
It does a little bit.
Alrighty, next we got the Bills going up against the Auros. This is a big game for the Bills as well. Both teams, if the Redskins don't win, they could be in. And the Bills are fighting for a wild card spot as well. It's kind of hard. There's only a wild card, but there's only 2 spots, so it's kind of tough. But man, this one is kind of a tough one. The Redskins are playing at home, so I'm gonna go with the Redskins. They still got a lot to play for. They could get potentially a home game by winning the division. They would get a home game for winning the division. I'm going with the Redskins over the Bills, even though I think it's going to be a really good game. Could be a more defensive game than an offensive game. To Casey.
Yeah, this one's tough. Washington's been doing pretty good. A lot better than I would have projected them to be this season. But then again, you do have to go back to the fact that the majority of teams are all, tied in their divisions. So you kind of can't really go by that, I guess. But man, this one's so tough. I'm not even gonna. I'm trying not even to go by who I think is gonna win because I think it's too close. I'm trying to go by the fan in me who wants to win, and that's even tough because Gonna go with Buffalo and put them on upset alert. I don't know why upset alert, but I'm gonna do it.
Alrighty, let's continue. I wish Justin was here for this game because I knew he would be excited, to battle out with me about this game. Even though I had to battle out about it anymore about this team in Baltimore. I love them, but man, I wasn't expecting anything. I mean, I expected us to keep it close, but still, we're on a third string quarterback, so it's. At this point, we may be on our fourth string quarterback because I think Matt Schaub's going to be hurt this week, and I feel like they're not trusting Jimmy Clausen because they saw the game last week, and then they looked up a little bit of the footage from Carolina, and they were like, "No, we can't do that." So they signed Ryan Mallett. I don't know how much I trust Ryan Mallett either, but we just need to make it through these last couple. I don't even know. I'm going to be cheering for them to win, but I'll make my pick after Casey goes, just in the spirit of tradition that I go last.
I'm sorry, but I don't see in any way Baltimore wins this game. I really don't. I mean, do you have any starters left at all?
I think there's like 2 or 3 on the offensive line. Our 2 starting corners are there, but it's that secondary. So technically not really.
All right. Well, Kansas City getting an easy win this week.
My opinion on this, in the money picks, like I said last week, in the money picks, I'm picking the Chiefs, unfortunately. But this just gotta happen. I feel like Casey cheered for the Colts when Curtis Painter was behind center. So when whoever is, I guess I'm gonna have to cheer for him. I'm obviously gonna be rooting pretty hard. I didn't get to watch the game last week. Lucky me. Played in my area, and I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Only if it's a defensive game. They will not win an offensive game. There's too many offensive starters hurt definitely. Not win an offensive game against the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs have shown some explosion, which is kind of what they were missing offensively. So if it's a defensive game, that's really the only way I see the Ravens how they are. Only if it's a defensive game. And the Chiefs got a pretty defensive the defense is pretty too. So, yes.
Why did you have to bring up the Curtis Painter era?
I was just saying.
That's like the Miz's title run.
I love the Miz's title run. That must be why I love Curtis Painter.
It was so bad. Anyway, yeah. Curtis freaking Painter.
Alrighty. Next, we have the Houston Texans going up against. Oh baby. This right here is a very, 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 very interesting game. I think Anderson this week. I really want to see him play because I think having Andrew Luck back and kind of at least somewhat healthy. Matt Hasselbeck right now because obviously he wasn't prepared to play this many games. That's probably why he's wearing down a little bit. It seems like. But I've been saying it this entire season, even in the preseason picks when we talked about the divisional picks. I picked Texans to win this division, and I can't waver from it now. It's too late, and they're so close. They're so close that I can't waver from it. And I hope Brian Hoyer is okay because I think that's going to be a big thing because I know CJ Yates is pretty good, but good enough to beat the Colts because when they're on defense, they're pretty on. So I'm going to go with the Texans, which is tough. It's going to be a tough game. I think either way, I think it's going to this could go either way. You could probably flip a coin because they're both really Texans have been playing pretty well. The Colts last week didn't play as well as they wanted to play, but you know it happened, and that might for a Houston Texans win here. You know, I'm not gonna say any scores or anything. I'm just trying to, you know, Casey, I know you're gonna pick your Colts, but why? Why are we still, you know, why are we still believing in the Colts?
Hey, you still believe in Bo Dallas. I'm still gonna believe in the Colts. No, this is a very interesting game. I feel like with like rivalry games, you think of certain rivalries. You know, you think of the Ravens and the Steelers. You think of, you know, Indianapolis and New England. But, you know, these teams have other rivals. And I think sometimes the rivalry between the Texans and the Colts kind of gets a little bit overlooked. But I mean, there's always a pretty good rivalry between the Colts and the Texans, especially when it comes down to getting to the playoffs. You know, there's been a couple of years where they've, you know, beat us out in the playoffs, or, you know, we beat them out. So I think just that is going to, you know, make this a really good game. And maybe, you know, hopefully we'll, at least for this game, you know, that'll maybe fuel us a little bit, you know, because, you know, when you go into rivalry games, that gives you that little extra, you know, fight. So hopefully that'll do that for us. I don't know quarterback-wise who I really want because, you know, even before his injury, Luck wasn't playing too good this season. And then, you know, you put Matt Hasselbeck in there and he was playing really good. Like you said, he wasn't expecting to play this many games. He originally said he only wanted to play, you know, the one game, and then he was done. Unfortunately, he was forced to kind of play multiple games, and he played really well for majority of them. It's just the last couple that I guess he got gassed out or whatever. But whoever they put in, hopefully, you know, plays well. Hopefully everything, you know, goes well for us. And the fan in me is going to pick the Colts. And I believe we can, if we really play well, we can beat the Texans. But I'm going to put us on upset alert. And there's a chance that they could not win and that the other team that is not supposed to be number one in our division could win. But that's not going to happen because the Colts are going to come back. We're going to come back and we're going to – because, I mean, we're still in it. We're not like the Ravens.
That's true. We're most certainly not in it at all. But next line of five, we gonna get the Jaguars. Oh, it's Lamar. I have no idea. Where the Atlanta Falcons win. This was the Falcons team we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. Is the Falcons team I expected to see at the beginning of the year. But they were so good at the beginning of the year. They were, you know, people were jumping on the bandwagon saying they were going to be, a great team, maybe even a Super Bowl caliber team this year. And they've just fallen off. And they're going up against the Jacksonville team. What'd you say? Oh, in a running game? Yeah, that's true. They're facing off against the Jacksonville team. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars played really well last week against a certain team that we're not going to mention. And it looks better on their future than it does for this year. So I'm feeling like Jacksonville for the future is going to be really good. That division is actually looking very much up and very tough for the Colts in the near future. I feel like this year Jacksonville is going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. They're not at home either, so Jacksonville is at home. So I feel like Jacksonville is going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. Lamar, since this is your first pick, I'll let you go first.
I'll actually bite. I'll go ahead and bite, and I'll pick the Jaguars. But usually when I pick the Jaguars, they lose. So I'll bite this time though.
Casey?
You know, I hope you're right, and I hope that, from here on out, the Jaguars continue to get better and better. Because, for years they've been the underdog and nobody really thought anything of them, and now that they're winning, it's surprising. And if you think about it, a lot of the, big, franchise teams were like that. Even the Patriots, back in the 90s were basically sucked. I know, it's hard to believe, Patriots fans, but you sucked. You used to suck really bad, horrible. Can we go back to that time, actually? Can we go back? Can we just go back to when they sucked? Really sorry. But no, I hope something changes, and they get good, because that would be really cool to see, teams that for a while were really bad become really good, and I think they're starting to do that. I see them winning this game, though, definitely.
All right. Because we're running out of time on Spreaker, I want to skip ahead here now. We have a resident Bengals fan who's probably crying over Andy Dalton's injury. I'm going to skip ahead to the Bengals 49ers. I feel like the Bengals... Oh, wait, they're playing with Andy Dalton. Oh, God. This is such a hard game because it's not like the 49ers are great. The 49ers have shown glimpses of being at least decent. So I'm going to go with the 49ers because I don't trust... I mean... I don't hate Andy Dalton. I just hate Andy Dalton in the presence of Lamar. So I don't trust the Bengals without Andy Dalton. I mean, he's been really good this year. I'll give him that at least. So I'm going with the 49ers, though, because Blaine Gabbert, it is Blaine. Casey.
Oh, man. I don't know. This one was tough. I mean, why did Andy Dalton have to get hurt? If he didn't get hurt, this would have been an easy game to pick.
I know, he's indestructible, Casey. He's indestructible.
I mean...
As Lamar...
He's a red wonder if they say no, Pittsburgh had to go away
I'm gonna pick the Bengals to win this game, but if they lose, all the blame goes upon the great Andy Dalton. All of it. Every ounce of blame. Because he can hold that.
Okay. Andy Dalton is Brandon Wonder.
I don't mean every ounce of blame just from this game. I mean from every loss they've ever had in their existence. All that's going to go on his shoulders.
All right, Lamar, pick the game. You got about a minute on Spreaker, but just so you know, he's going to pick the Bengals. The Bengals.
So, yeah, we know Andy Dalton is hurt. That's okay. That's okay. You know what? Pittsburgh, they played dirty last week. They did all this bad and this evil, and it was all fair to watch. It wasn't all fair to watch. I didn't watch it because they weren't even calling all the old, and they won't call it any of black. It was for people to fight. So I just stopped watching the game because it was just tragic. You understand that just because we lost Andy Dalton don't mean that AJ McCann can't step in and do his work too. Because, I mean, if you did look at AJ McCarron when he was throwing the ball that game, you know, he looked pretty decent. Of course, he's behind his dog all the time, but I mean, you know, AJ McCarron, you know, he got a little groove. He threw the ball a little bit. And did you see that deep ball that he threw to AJ Green? I don't know if anybody's seen that, but did y'all see that ball? It did not look on point. I watched that part. That ball was in the first basket. Perfect. And that's a 66-yard touchdown. That was finished off by AJ Green. So you understand that, you know, Andy Dalton's going to do all the work. You do some of the work, you know the ball. But, you know, we still have a weapon to finish the play. When they're not being cheated and pushed and thrown to the ground when they out of bounds, you know. But we mad. But, you know, I feel like even if we miss Andy Dalton, you know, the strength is going to be there still. Especially against the 49ers. 49ers is fucking trash. I mean, come on, though. Like, are you serious? 49ers, come on. I mean, Blaine Gabbert, he showed a little glimpse of the half here. He showed a little glimpse of light. But who was the ball? Do you know on the ball? He's not anything. Just have a rhetorical question. I'm really asking y'all. Y'all really not anything. I guess not.
I couldn't understand that.
I said y'all don't have anything to run the ball for San Francisco. Like, y'all know.
Blaine Gabbert, right? I remember I saw him run that game-winning touchdown. I remember it. I remember a couple weeks ago. Blaine Gabbert, baby.
So Blaine Gabbert go everything, pretty much. Blaine Gabbert gonna play defense next.
He did have a game-winning touchdown run against the Bears, though. I'm just saying. I mean, it was the Bears, but still, I'll take it. I'll take it, dang on it.
Oh, man. Well, you understand that Cincinnati didn't really blow just by missing Andy Dalton. You know, Andy Dalton will go ahead and he's going to get himself healed up. I mean, we already, I'm pretty sure we pushed the playoffs. I'm pretty sure we did. I could be high, but it's probably we didn't push the playoffs. We might not have, but I'm pretty sure that AJ McCarron can go ahead and top that off and finish it up.
It's been a long time since an Alabama quarterback won a football game in the NFL. So I don't know if he wins it. I like Adrian McCarron personally. If he wins it, you know, it's gonna be a big moment for those, you know, those Roll Tide fans over there who are gonna lose to Michigan State on the 31st of December. Oh, sorry.
I'm a to be honest. I'm Roll Tide fan. As soon as you hear AJ McCarron doing good, you know I'm coming here and just your game start right. You know, AJ McCarron, best quarterback in the league. AJ McCarron, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, as Andy Dalton hurt. When Andy Dalton comes back, AJ McCarron right in the league, you know, Andy Dalton hurt.
Already. Lamar, can you leave and come back?
Wow.
You're really staticky. From my end, you're really staticky. I don't know about Casey's end.
You're extremely staticky.
Okay. All right. As we move on, we got the Bears versus the Vikings. This could turn out to actually be a pretty good game. I don't know what's going on with the Vikings right now. They're just not playing as well as they were in the beginning of the season. But they've only lost like 3 games since we were calling them, you know, a real surprise in the NFL this year. So I still feel like they have a chance to make the playoffs, and I'm curious. I want to see what they're going to do. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think they are the better team. If Adrian Peterson rushes for more than like 18 yards, I think they'll be fine. I think Teddy Bridgewater, I think right now they have him leaning too much on AD. Got to get away from that a little bit so he can make some plays. But I think that the Vikings this game. Casey.
Yeah, they've gone down a little bit, but I still think the Vikings are a pretty good team this year, compared to what they've been in previous seasons. They're definitely going to get the win over the Bears. I mean, Bears. Let's be honest. They have Jay Cutler. So, I mean, how good can you really be when you have Jay Cutler? Or anybody who is DJ's boy, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, definitely. I think they'll get the win. Hopefully, they'll start winning more again and not losing anymore. Because I would like to see them do well. Not make it into the Super Bowl. We're not gonna ask for miracles, but
Alrighty, Lamar.
So I'm guessing we're talking about the Bears and the Vikings.
Yes.
Are the Bears at home?
The
No.
Bears are on the road.
They're gonna lose. If not badly. I mean, I was gonna give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt if they were at home, but yeah, that should have sunk. They might just lose a lot. We do understand that they have one of the worst rush defenses in the league against one of the best runners in the league.
That don't sound too good.
I'm all for trial and error, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole lot of error. So yeah, I'm taking the Vikings. Yeah, play Adrian Peterson against the Panthers. Hope he doesn't get hurt.
The Vikings, they're another team I would love to see make some noise in the playoffs. Between them and the Buccaneers and the NFC, I would love to see one of those two teams make some noise in the playoffs. Personally,
Wait a minute,
it's been a while.
Oh, the Buccaneers actually have a chance?
Yeah, they actually do have a chance. I think. Yeah, they have a chance. Yeah.
Oh my God. They're Super Bowl bound.
James Winston gonna bring everybody crab legs, man. Everybody.
It's gonna be Doug Martin. Doug Martin just gonna bring crab legs all over.
Tampa Bay. Man.
Oh God. I was just giving news.
Let's continue. This could be a really good game. Now looking at it, an impressive Raider squad going up against the Packers, who don't look as good as we thought they looked before. I'm just gonna make that into. I'm gonna put that into everything I say. From now on. I really do, and the way the Packers have been playing, like they've been really inconsistent. They've been really back and forth. They could come out there and get down 17-0 again against a Raiders team. So, I feel like the Raiders could win this at home. The Packers just haven't been that great. I would love to see the Vikings win this division. I don't know if they will, but the Packers just haven't been that great to me personally. And if the Packers lose this, I think they play the Vikings next week, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. I know they play them before the end of the season, so it's going to make it really interesting if they were to lose and the Vikings were to win. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here. Lamar.
So the Packers are sketchy. They're streaky. You can't really trust them. Then again, you can't really doubt them. They have talent. They don't have the consistency, like you said. But they do have the talent. The question is, are they just going to go ahead and flip that coin and land on heads or land on tails? That's just what you're getting at. And I feel like they're just going to take a win this week. They're going to take a win. I do love the Raiders. I feel like the Packers may just go ahead and take it. And the only reason I think of it is because, well, it's just they're streaky, and sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, sometimes they play bad, and sometimes they play good enough. Sometimes they play amazing, and it's just flips on, flips on. So I mean, we just roll the dice pretty much with them.
All right, Casey obviously objects, so we're gonna send it out to Casey in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Thanks there, DJ. Reports are coming in that a brand new truck filled with Raiderade has just arrived at the Black Hole. And just in case you didn't know, Raiderade has 75% more electrolytes than Gatorade. That's right, it'll quench your thirst, and it tastes amazing. And it's going to help the Raiders.
Does it taste like watered down Kool-Aid?
And shut up. And they're gonna beat those cheeseheads because I mean, who really wants cheese? It just gives you gas. It's not healthy, unlike Raiderade, which is very healthy, and it gives you energy. It stabilizes.
Wow.
Helps you in the
Give
bedroom.
you a metabolism, fellas.
Is this true? Is this true? Is this true reported? Does it give you metabolism?
Listen, put it. It's
Oh, baby.
okay.
Now, I'll tell you one game. I hope it's on TV.
What I had meant to say was that it
The
helps
Packerade.
metabolism. Okay, no, that stuff is bad for you. It'll kill you. What Gatorade does, it helps you make sperm. So you're gonna have lots of kids. You're gonna be fertile. Helps you in the bedroom too.
But what if you want to pull out? I mean,
but fertility is not a thing for everyone. Not every. There are some people on this world.
like Ridley.
Anyway, we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Seattle Seahawks. This is an intriguing matchup because the Seahawks defense is present. It's here. It's here to stay. It seems like they showed the Ravens last week. My goodness. And Johnny Manziel is still trying to prove himself. He is. He really is. He's really trying to prove himself, and I hope he does. I like Johnny Manziel personally, so I hope he does a good job in proving himself against the Seattle defense. I don't like the Seahawks. I love Russell Wilson as a person. I love Marshawn Lynch. I like some of the pieces, but I don't like them as a whole. I love Richard Sherman. I just don't like him as a whole. I just don't.
You don't like
I just don't. I just don't. And it's not because they beat us last week. I haven't liked them since they won the Super Bowl.
I understand that, but you said that you like Richard Sherman, but you don't like Richard Sherman as a whole. So
no, I don't.
Which one is it?
I like Richard Sherman, but I don't like the team as a whole. Is what I meant.
okay.
If I said that, I don't know if I said that, but if I said that,
He likes his left arm. Is basically what he's saying.
oh yeah. I'm going with Johnny Manziel. I think he's gonna play spoiler alert to the Seattle Seahawks, and he's gonna go into Seattle, and he's gonna show that defense has some vulnerabilities. He's gonna infiltrate it. He's gonna infiltrate his layup. Okay, it's gonna happen. Casey, who you picking? Lamar's ready, but I'm gonna make him win.
There are some people in this world that I do not like. I dare say I hate. Johnny Manziel is one of those people. Also, the Seahawks in general as a team are another one of those persons. So.
How can one person be a person?
Hey! What did I say about shutting up? Shut up. Your Bengals lost. Shut up.
It was a game that they was cheating on.
Sure. I'm gonna, there's gonna be qualification in this game. Vince McMahon's gonna come out and he's gonna fire everybody. That's what's gonna happen. Yep. Right, DJ?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Well, all right then. As we continue, we got the Dolphins going up against the San Diego Chargers. Dolphins hanging on to those slim hopes of a playoff dream. The rest of the teams in the AFC that are in the playoff picture right now, in the wild card portion of it, have 5 losses. So they're trying their best to hang on for dear life. And lucky for them, they get to go up against the San Diego Chargers.
I picked the Seahawks, by the way.
Oh, did you? Oh, my bad. Did I skip you? You were ready. You were too ready for me. Lamar, we're going to go back because I think you have some important things to say. And we're going to go back real quick.
No.
Before we get to the Fins,
No.
we're going to go back. No?
You know what? The Browns are not worth it. Go.
The Browns are not worth it, he said. All right. Sorry, I was excited for the Dolphins and the Chargers is what it was. I was really excited because I've been watching the Chargers, and I think I picked them to win the division. I was wrong. That's one that I failed on this year. Was especially the Chargers. My goodness. But I'm going with the Dolphins. I don't think there's any way the Chargers win this game. I don't see it. The Chargers are just not good enough, and it's weird. Like, I don't think they've lost a lot of pieces. They're just not playing well for some weird reason. I'm going with the Dolphins. Lamar, so I don't skip.
You know what? Phillip Rivers goes to sleep every night, and he wonders, what have I done wrong? He says, I throw 500 yards. I scored 6 touchdowns. He says, I scored almost all the touchdowns. But I don't win. What's going on? Is it me? Is it the team? Is it the defense? Or maybe it's the running back? I mean, think about the running back. All he does is catch the ball. Terrence Rowe did more than him. This guy was a first-round pick. I mean, come on, look at him. I mean, this is what Phil Rivers is thinking. Like, he's thinking like nothing has changed with the running back, so it must be the running back. It has to be the running back's fault. What else has changed? I mean, he has 2 tight ends that are pretty decent. He never had a receiving core, so he always threw to his tight ends. Yet somehow the man gets 500 yards. How in God knows? How?
That's pretty good.
Keenan Allen is
pretty good.
He's pretty good, but I mean, you don't hear much about him. He's like one of those underground people that you don't ever hear nothing about. You know,
Keenan Allen is the greatest receiver with the lack of a hairline.
Okay, that's what they said about LeBron James in basketball. So I mean,
hey man,
it's not that big. Hey, I'm not crying. I mean, the man deserves to retire after what's going on this year.
Oh yeah, I bet you are hype.
I do. As soon as he said he was just going, it's about time, man. It's about time for us to move on. It's like, you go ahead and you get out of basketball, and I lose interest in basketball. We both gonna die together, okay?
All right, Casey, you have a pick for this game?
Speaking of basketball, those Sixers, man, they're
we rebuilding. They rebuilding for the rest of my life.
Anyway, and as for your pick for the Chargers to win the division, I don't think you could have been more wrong. I mean, 10. Damn. But anyway, can we go back just for a minute to I believe it was 2 weeks ago. The Fins did get the wins against a team that is no longer in contention, so it's all good. But they're going to get the wins again against another team that is no longer in contention. So, I mean, if we keep playing teams that are no longer in contention, we could get some wins. I think we can. I think the Fins get some wins. So,
It would be big for the Dolphins to make the playoffs. I really want to see them make the playoffs. It's just really slim right now because it's been so long since they made it. And I feel like I think Ryan Tannehill is for real. No one else believes in him, but I do.
I do.
I'm afraid.
And I like Lamar Miller too.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this Dolphins team is kind of like the Packers right now. They're unpredictable. You know, they're kind of wishy-washy. The Dolphins got it worse. Like it's a itis. Like they sometimes do amazing and then sometimes just like flop over. And you know, sometimes the fans get the wins, and then sometimes the fans get destroyed.
Hey, they don't get destroyed. They don't get the wins sometimes.
It's okay if you don't get the wins sometimes. It's all right. I mean, sometimes Cincinnati doesn't get the wins. Like last week, we don't always get the wins, but you know, usually when we don't, people cheat. But it's okay. But I'm gonna pick the Dolphins.
You sound like a Colts fan. I'm just gonna let you know. You sound a lot like a Colts fan. Because when y'all don't win, the first thing y'all go to, somebody cheating. I ain't never said the Patriots cheated. Now, when the Colts fans brought it up, I ain't gonna say I didn't, think about it for a little bit. Maybe even say it once or twice. But that's because the Colts fans brought it up.
Because it's true. It happened.
Wow. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you could have seen last game. You could have saw that there was something wrong with it. But anyways, that's the point. The point is, Dolphins. You know, they got some talent, but they just don't. They don't deliver sometimes. Sometimes they deliver. Sometimes they don't. So you know, I'll pick the Dolphins this week since this is going to be like a high school game that they're going to be playing. Other than that, I'm scared to see them in the playoffs.
All right. Alrighty. So we're getting to the end of these 4 o'clock / 4:25 games, and we got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing at home against the Denver Broncos.
The Pittsburgh Cheaters? Okay.
Probably. I'm not sure. Lamar, you brought it up, so it might be, logical. Let's see. This one right here. I think this could be a really good game. Could be a really high scoring game if Brock Osweiler can find himself again. I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos. I think Brock Osweiler is gonna play pretty well. I think he's gonna play pretty well. So I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Casey.
I mean, I think I gotta go with the Broncos too. I mean, because standing an impressive 8'2", weighing in at 325 pounds.
Can't body Gronkowski.
I mean, no, we're not talking about that. I hate him.
I'm just saying, Osweiler can more than likely body Gronkowski.
I mean, I think if you put Gronk and Brock in a match, I think it's gonna be Suplex City. Oh wait, no, we're not talking. Sorry, my bad. Thought we were talking about a different one. My bad. But yeah, no, we gonna see the Denver Broncos gets the wins.
They don't work with
It doesn't work with that.
They don't work.
All right, Lamar, Steelers, Broncos. You take.
You know what? I will not lie. I mean, the Steelers is a good team, but they cheated last week. We cheated last week. They don't call it a holding call. I mean, You can look like an amazing team. Come on, seriously. Like, I mean, you turn a dude all the way around and then grab his arm and then have him in a pretty much an arm lock, like a headlock. I mean, come on, seriously. But anyways, that's the point. The point is that the Broncos defense is too good. Like, even though if they don't score a lot of points, their defense is still too good. I mean, I keep believe will shut Antonio Brown down. I believe that for a fact. I believe that he can do that for a fact.
I mean,
Out my mouth. Think
Antonio
about it.
Brown is a guy who can get shut down. We've seen it before. So,
And think about it. Akeem Talib is like one of the best cornerbacks too in the league. I mean,
people talk about like the best receivers in the league, and I like Antonio Brown. I think he's really good, but I feel like the best receiver in the league can take the best corner and still do things with him.
like Odell Beckham Jr.
I would even make an argument, as much as it pains me to say this, but AJ Green. I haven't seen him not have a bad game.
T.Y. Hill.
I haven't seen him have a bad game.
I've seen T.Y. have bad game. He's been hurt.
Plus AJ's like 8 foot tall, so it doesn't really help.
He works. AJ works on double teams on other people.
Alrighty. So next, we got Sunday Night Football. We got the Arizona Cardinals going into Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and they're gonna face off against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think this could be a good game. Philadelphia has like the components to be explosive, but I think they gotta drop DeMarco Murray. If you're gonna pay him that much money and not play him, why are you paying him that much money? Or learn how to run with the man. He's still a good running back, I feel like, but they don't use him correctly. So, I want to go. Sam Bradford is back under center, and I coined the phrase last week. I want to go with the Sam Chies, but they're playing against those Cardinals, man, and I can't pick against the Cardinals. There's something about that Carson Palmer and that Larry Fitzgerald and that Andre Ellington and Chris Johnson when he's not hurt.
It's that Cincinnati arm.
It's not. That's not what it is.
It got forced to Cincinnati and then it got moved over to Arizona.
No, that's not at all what it is. That Patrick Peterson. That Calais Campbell. I think if he still plays for them. Darnell Dockett maybe.
Carlos Dancy. Oh wait, no, he on the Cleveland. Never mind.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Carlos Dancy on the Cleveland.
Yeah.
He was a Brown.
I'm going with the Cardinals though. I just think I don't think the Eagles are that good personally. If Justin was here, he'd say, I like Chip Kelly's scheme of things. He would say that exact sentence. I promise you. And he's not here. So I had to say it because you can't have a video without Chip Kelly's scheme of things. You just can't. Or the Rams. You got to have one of the two. We gave them both to you. Casey gave you the Rams. I gave you the scheme of things. So I'm going with the Cardinals. Lamar.
To be honest, yeah. So we saw this. I don't know what we saw last week. Did we see a glimpse of the Patriots imploding defensively? Not offensively, just defensively. Or did we just see Philadelphia's balls drop? Which one was it?
Because we saw the Sam Chies. That's what we saw.
So the balls dropped. Okay. Alright, so since the balls have dropped, I think they're just going to keep them swinging. So I feel like Philadelphia going to take this game. Plus they're playing at home. I feel like Philadelphia is not going out without a fight at the end of the year. I feel like they may just go ahead and take the division. I'll say it. Y'all Eagles fans don't get a little bit too rowdy over there, but y'all may take the position. I know you think that the Giants is gonna take it, but no, without Manning, it's just awful.
I mean, the Giants or the Redskins, they both played substantially better in their great glimpses against. They played better than the Eagles had. I mean, they had the win against the Patriots, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, don't they give you enough credentials? Enough? I mean, I know
That
they're
entire
hurting.
division is unpredictable enough.
Does they give you a little bit of credentials just to beat the Patriots?
I mean, the Cowboys are still in it. The Cowboys, they lost 7 games in a row.
Please go away.
In a row.
Please go away about the Cowboys. Please do not speak about them on this chat. Please do not speak about this on this video call.
I mean,
The
I hate them
Cowboys-
too. I hate them too. But still, they're still in
I
it
just
after losing
I just hate
7
what-
games in a row.
I just hate what's going on over there. I don't hate them. I just hate what's going on over there.
Oh, I hate them. I hate them like the rest of the world should. Casey,
I thought you liked Tony Romo.
I like Tony Romo. I just don't like the Cowboys.
Damn. All right, go ahead, Casey.
I mean, before I get into this pick, imagine, if you will, if Chip Kelly was fired from the Eagles and hired by the Rams. Justin would have a field day with that. Fast with them, but I think they're gonna get the win. Chip Kelly's scheme of things with the Rams.
Alrighty. We got one more game. We got Monday Night Football. The Lions versus the Saints. I tell you, the NFL hates ESPN. They hate them. They hate ESPN. Oh man. I don't even know, man. This is a game. I don't even know. Like the Saints have the offensive power to beat the Lions, but the Lions, I kind of hope it's a shootout. That would be nice to see on Monday Night Football, a shootout. I'm gonna go with the Lions. I think it's gonna be a shootout because the Saints defense is non-existent.
Hey, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Hey, when you play the Saints, it's like
Oh, the
going,
Saints. Oh,
going
the
on
Saints.
Madden,
Okay, the Saints.
putting it on offense only.
For some reason, I thought you said St. Louis. I
Oh
excuse
no,
me.
I said the Saints.
I thought we were
The New
talking about
Orleans
around.
The Saints
yeah.
of New Orleans.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's non-existent around there.
Oh, God. They might as well just talk to all just run yards. They didn't just put the defense on at all.
I mean, like it's like playing Madden and putting offense only on there and just throwing it down the field. Like it's bad.
It's like playing man putting it on rookie.
I mean, they might be worse than the Ravens secondary. They're bad. They're bad. I haven't seen enough of the Saints to say that, but they're bad.
I'll vouch for it. I've seen one play where a dude has got completely turned around because he lost the ball immediately. So, you're right here. They're right here, pretty much.
All right. I'm going with the Lions. Casey.
I mean, the Slammies are on that night too, so I mean, it's looking better and better. I'm gonna go with the Lions. They just don't care about Monday Night Football anymore. That's what it is.
I think ESPN did something to the NFL. Like, and they mad. They mad about it. Lamar.
I really don't know why you asked me because this is, oh boy, this is going to be like the game of the century. This might actually break the record for the highest scoring game in the history. This might break the record. I'm pretty sure there was one game that came really close in this year. That came really close. I forgot what sort it was. That one came really close. This one may take the cake. You may see around 200 points in this game. I'm very serious. Like the defense is awful. I think even the special teams are awful. Like they could actually run it back on special teams. I'm pretty sure that they're that bad. They're bad defensively everywhere. Even their offense can't even play good defense. Their offense played better defense than their defense. So I don't know how this is gonna work. Are they just gonna go ahead and just like play like 7-on-7? You know, just put people out there and just toss the ball and just hopefully like put the defense offense on defense as well. Like, is this gonna be street football or I don't know who to pick. DJ, can you take for me? Because I don't know.
Pick the Lions. Pick the Lions.
Pick them.
Matthew Stafford.
You know, I may just pick the Lions just because they seem like it seemed like him and Calvin Johnson have found a rhythm, but yeah, I guess I'll pick the Lions just because they found a rhythm a little bit. Are you confused?
You know, I was watching. I was looking up the game that you were talking about, the Giants and the Saints.
Yeah, they came
from
really
earlier
close.
this year.
They came
It's
really close.
number 4 on the list.
Yeah, they came really close.
9 points.
What is the number 1 game actually? Because I don't want to know because they just might top this. Like
The number 2 game is Cincy versus Cleveland, which is actually ironic considering how defensive those games are today.
When was that, like 2005? Was that 2005? 2004? Yeah.
And then the number 1 highest scoring game, the New York Giants versus the Washington Redskins in 1966.
Oh God, bless him.
And they say today's NFL. They say today's NFL is offensive heavy. 1966 wasn't even alive. Wasn't even a thought at that point.
Oh God. Yeah.
I feel bad for ESPN for having to deal with that. Deal with that game. I apologize sincerely. But that is your NFL Week 15 predictions. Thank you, Lamar, for coming in. Casey,
I'll try.
for coming in. Mr. Tuesday Picks. That's what this group is called. I just made it up just now. Sounded better in my head when I was saying it in my head, because I didn't know what I was going to say in my head, and I was like, it's going to be clever. It wasn't. But anyway, hey, why don't you show up on time? Got it. Anyway.
You know what? I was too busy playing a game.
That makes sense. Anyway, we are out of here. NFL Week 15 predictions. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter, The Esteemed Panel. Follow the podcast on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of this NFL Week 15. Okay, well, Week 16, 17, all of those other weeks. If you want that, subscribe to the channel. We will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Breaking Ground is coming soon. Stay tuned. Bye. Peace.